Alright guys, I know this review is a bit late compared to what you've seen online on YouTube, but Australia's a little slow. This is the review of the Mavic Pro. Now, some of you might be mentioning, is this Mavic any better than the Phantom, or is it worth getting? I'll go through that later on and I'll show you how to set it up after the unboxing. So what I'll do now is go through with this. If you see the shadow, sorry about that guys, it's just the lighting. I don't have the proper lighting or the camera equipment tools these days. I've been using them for something else, so I'm very lacking right now. Right, this here is smaller than it looks. I would have thought the box was a bit bigger, probably about almost twice the size. And you notice with the DJI Phantom box it was quite significantly bigger than this, but impressively enough, I'm surprised everything fits in here. So what you have is this, the box itself, the handle, the code and what's it, serial number. Now all these, they'll come from, if you get this from a dealer or a registered dealer, good for you, because since I think July or August, they will not verify warranty if you bought it from, for example, AliExpress. It may be cheap on AliExpress, but it's not an actual dealer, so you can think about no warranty, which is a waste of your money. And that's just, you assume that you'll get through the year without requiring warranty, but that's another story. I got this here from Australia with warranty, so it was about more expensive than AliExpress, but hey, you know, peace or quiet, peace of mind. Anyway, now this is what you get, and then water absorbent, usual. This here with the propellers, they are foldable. And the good thing about the foldable propellers is that at least when you hit something, they are more durable as opposed to just straight rigid propellers like the Phantom 4. And if you see those extreme tests, you'll see that this quadcopter has been hitting a tree so many times without breaking anything, and it managed to stabilize its altitude and recover from the hit. It's very impressive, and all for the reason that partially for the reasons because these propellers were designed this way so that it absorbs the impact in case it hits something, which is a good idea. But also it comes for its compactness as well, as you can see. So there you go. With I might remove this later, but basically this is it tells you how much left. I might have to charge this soon. Usually it's at nominal charge, which means it's storage charge, so that way it doesn't damage the battery or what have you. But make sure when you get this, you charge it as soon as you get it. Don't fly halfway or fly when you set it up and fly it. Just make sure you charge it first. This is actually called the intelligent flight battery. Okay, I have to put the propellers on here. Alright, so they came with this. I'm not sure, I guess it's protected dome. So, okay. It feels very silicone-like, as you can see. Just one thing. Sensors, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the main obstacle avoidance collision system. These all help the quadcopter to fly and make sure it doesn't hit things, but it only does so to serve the purpose to do so when it's at the front. Any flying backwards or sideways, it won't do well. Actually, you won't know. So make sure when you're flying, you make sure you're quite aware of what's behind you. That's not with the issue with the Phantom 4 Pro, of course, but then again, one thing with Phantom 4 Pro is that it can't sense on top. But that's another story. Maybe they'll deal with that. They'll put another sensor on top on the Phantom 4 Pro Plus. Who knows? With this here, ultrasound. This is similar. This is basically similar to. No, it's actually all I can say is not. There's nothing new to this compared to the Phantom 4. There's actually some very small properties and specifications of what's different. But all in all, I think a lot of these drones are more popular than the Phantom 4 itself. And you know that when you see the sales, these boys weren't available and they were out of stock. A lot of people were very unhappy that they got their stock like 1 or 2 months afterwards when it's quite popular. And DJI underestimated the value and the sales of these units. And I can understand why, and everybody rather use this to go camping on a road trip, a long trip, somewhere far, than just carrying something like the Phantom 4, which is a bit more cumbersome. Anyway, I talked too much, let's just move on. To open it, you just flip it open. You can even put this in your pocket if you want, if you had one of those pouch pockets. This is the intelligent flight battery, as usual. Intelligent flight can determine the wind factor, can determine how far you fly, and that's why there's so many pins here, not just your simple 3S, or it's a 3S battery by the way, I'm sure it should be, last time I checked. but all these other pins measure, they're actually extra sensors and measurements, so they can pick up other details or other inputs from the quadcopter, and then it can determine how much battery you have left, which is why it's called intelligent flight battery, I guess. It's yeah, it's 11.4 volts. It's a 3S basically, and 43.6 watt hour. So yeah. All right, look, I'll move on. I'll show you how to set it later on. This is the control. You know, this actually reminds me of a PlayStation controller if they had those thumbs any closer to what it looks. I don't know what it does. There's actually these buttons here. I have to check. This is home. All these controllers are very similar. If you've flown the Phantom 4 before, they're very similar. Home, power, 40%. Okay. I'm not sure what this button does, but that's all right. That's all right. I'll show you again. Oh look, there's two buttons as well. They can be customizable. I can see here. And let's see what else is there. I might remove that sticker. And the antennas. There you go. Just flip them open. Oops. All right. I think I might remove this later on. You can open this. This is where you put your phone in. Now I can't demonstrate putting in the phone because the phone itself is actually recording this. So you can. I think it's more favored for iPhone users. But you know, you can use your Android. I'm an Android user on the Samsung Note 4 Edge I have. So, but I can't show that unfortunately. There's also the gimbal controller. Look, if you're familiar with the Phantom 4 controller, this is pretty similar. But it's more compact, it's more convenient, it's just more stylish, and it's more sexy as well. As you can carry it anywhere you want because it's transformable. All right, moving on. All right, what's this? Okay, we've got a few things here. Let's start with this one by one. Don't worry about that. This is the power adapter. It's a good thing they use 2 mole. So if you got the American plugs or any other European plugs, you know, that's not straight like the Australian ones here. See? Then you can easily just, all you do is replace this, alright, and get your typical plug depending on which country you are, and you just plug it in. So I liked how they did that. They did not actually just fuse it in where it's not universal and you can't use it for anything else unless you get the right adapter. And the good thing about this is it is 100 to 240 volt, 50 to 60 hertz. So you can take it anywhere in any country you want and use it, provided you just replace this here and you're good to go to charge. There's a wrapping on this still, so I'll leave it as it is. This is to charge the phone. And the most convenient part of this I like is these. These are USB. You can charge, I assume you can use this to charge 3 things. 1, the quadcopter. 2, the plug, the USB cable to charge this, I assume. Otherwise, I wouldn't have 2. And the extra one, I don't know, but if it's a spare, you might charge your phone while you're at it too. So, pretty nifty. I like how they thought about that. It's a 3-in-1 charger. Worth the bang for your buck. Alright, this is nothing. Alright, I'm assuming there's documents in here, and I couldn't stress anymore. You should read this before you fly. There's certain things that you have to follow, regulations, how to use, read the manual before you do anything. So, alright, it'll tell you what you need, how to set it up, specifications. I will skip that, but it's very important you read this, so don't forget. Safety and guidelines. Make sure you fly this accordingly to your country's regulations, and make sure that you are following the law and you're not hurting anybody. So very, very important now, especially now that these quadcopters, other than being hobbies back then that I used to do, they're mass marketed to the general public, which I can tell you, the people they're too simple. They just want to just turn and fly, which is not the case, and that's why this is not a toy. So be sure to know where you are with this and where you stand in the country, and read this before you do anything. The intelligent flight battery. Alright, that's what I was mentioning before. For more information, just have a read this. I went through the basic of this intelligent flight battery. I think it's a 3,100 milliampere hour battery. It lasts about 27 minutes, by the way. But from experience of, it's up to 27. It could range from 20 to 27 depending on the nature of your flight, of your flying. These are, remember how I told you about this here? I'm pretty sure it's an iPhone. You can replace this like this, and replace it to change these ones according to what phone you use. Now, I don't think you can use this for charging. Okay, this is used for. Hang on a second. All right, sorry. This here is not used for charging. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what this is. Probably update firmware if you have the USB cable. But this here is where you charge. You charge your unit through here. You just unplug it and charge it there. Good thing about this, you can charge your phone as well. So make sure your phone can be charged through here as well. You can adjust your phone accordingly up and down depending on how large or how slim your phone is. See, which is good. I like that. And this here, the size you can adjust as well. It goes up and down like that. Now the reason why I didn't get the combo is because these will be enough. Whoops. How much did they give me? I think they gave me 6 in total. Alright, fair enough. They gave me 2 spares. But I won't be using them much unless, because with these things, if you crash them, you're not ready to fly. You should try something simple or something, get a trainer quadcopter. That's why I didn't buy the combo pack, because I didn't think I need any of the spare propellers. Only 2 spares, but if I'm a responsible flyer and I know what I'm doing, and I check things, pre-checks before I fly, and I'm very concerned or careful about where I fly, I shouldn't be crashing this copter. I shouldn't be crashing this drone too many times, and that's the most important part. Is you want to minimize your crash, because the moment you crash, you never know, it might crash again. It might be something faulty in here. The crash may have disrupted or damaged some circuits that you wouldn't be aware of until later on when something goes wrong when you're flying. So the best way to avoid crashing your drone is to avoid crashing in the first place, and that's when you need some training and some experience on how to fly these things, and be aware of the environment. If it's too windy, be aware of that too. This may be able to handle wind and try to readjust its direction according to wind, but it's up to you as well to determine that. That's why, like I said, you have to do pre-checks, pre-flights, where the wind is, like any responsible hobbyist does, and that's what I've been doing. The wind, you have to use your intuition to judge that. These motors, they will wear and tear eventually. Make sure you do a yearly check on these motors before you fly again. There's wear and tear everywhere you go, and eventually nothing lasts. This quadcopter for the first time will be flying great, but over time, as you use it more, probably 100 times or more, I don't know how long, there's wear and tear, and make sure you check them before you fly again. Go to DJI, see if they can do a service check for you, service check on the GPS, service check on almost any functional unit or any functional module that may be caused by wear and tear. Not on a regular basis, but make sure you do check it, because these are 4 propellers, and if one goes down, you're in big trouble. I hope in one day they'll release the Mavic Pro 2 and they may have 8 propellers or at least 6, but until then, just make sure that you do pre-flight checks and check every motor before you fly to make sure that this is at optimized performance and safety. Man, what is this? It has a fan, I think. You can see here there's fans. Okay, this might get pretty hot for something this small, so I'm assuming that's why there's a lot of the way they designed it, like a what do you call it? Heat sink. It will definitely get pretty hot. I'm not sure how hot it'll get hot. Alright, for this one here, it's up to you, but you don't have to remove it when you fly. I usually, unless you're taking photography, which you have to remove it, I keep it on. It just feels like I'm actually in a real helicopter when I'm flying. So, but it's up to you. Usually a lot of people will take it off before they fly, but make sure you put it back on, so when you're transporting it won't get damaged. And yeah, this is just to protect it from wobbling too much in the inside. Okay. So that's the camera. That's how small it is. It's amazing how this thing works and keeps it stable and non-vibrational. Anyway, I talked too much suddenly. I will continue on. I think that's pretty much in this box. There's nothing else in here that's to it. Yeah, this is your standard stock standard box that you get when you fly this. You can get the combo. I think it gives you an extra 1 or 2 batteries plus extra propellers, along with I'm not sure what else they give you. You'll have to check it out. I'm just reviewing the stock standard, and you can remove the stickers too, but I'll just leave it on. It's not like it's going to take up too much weight, really. All right, to put the propellers on, what you do is look for a ring like that. So there's the ring I was talking about, just on top. You match with that, and you know that's the right one. Make sure you don't put in the wrong one. But you'll know anyway, because it won't take off and does something stupid. So, and you know because it should blow down, which makes sense, because all these propellers go this way, anti-clockwise in. So think of it as going this way and going this way. That's it does. Never mind. I'll just cut that out. Anyway, so like I said, ring. Yeah. another one has no ring. See, so no ring, no ring. Simple as that. Oh, by the way, this is spring loaded. So instead of screwing it in like the good old hobby days you do, just slap, push, and then make sure it's in by twisting, and you're in. Oops, it's hard to do when I'm holding this. Take this for example, I'm not sure you can see from here. So you push down, twist, and you're in. Just to make sure that's tight too, so try pulling it out, twisting it, and it's rigid. Okay, it's good. So there you go. That's what it looks like. And it's pretty light. I think this is about 500 to 700 grams. I'm safe to fly this still. I mean, it's, you know, the heavier it is, the more fearful I am flying, like 1.8 kilograms to around 3 kilograms. I try to keep my quadcopter as short as possible in the sky. But something this light, I'd probably fly a bit longer, knowing that it's light and the flight will be increased. And I just feel safe when I fly something lighter in the sky. Yeah, for these two, I think they're used for precision landing. I don't know, I haven't used it before, but that's what they said. So before you fly, make sure you're there. You have a very distinct landing pad or something, so it knows. It basically takes a picture of that first, and then when you come back, it tries to align that picture it took before with what it has now, and does precision landing. Pretty clever. Although, you know, it might be a gimmick, an extra gimmick, but it's there in case you really need to do some precision landing. Okay, if there's anything else you want to know about, I'm not sure if I covered everything in this review yet. I know, like I said, I can't. Maybe I can. Let me try. Now, the first thing you need to do is you turn on the remote control, like that, and then you turn on your quadcopter. You don't turn on. Also, when you're turning everything off, make sure you turn off the quadcopter first, and then you turn off the remote. If you turn off the remote, back then, the hobby times, when I turned the remote, it took over, and when it couldn't detect it, it tried to return to home and fail safe. But as long as it's on the ground and it's disarmed, it shouldn't be doing anything anyway. But for conventional reasons, make sure you turn off the quadcopter first before you turn off the remote. All right, now it says connecting. I guess I'll turn this on. Before you fly anyway, it won't fly until you activate it. So you have to make sure you activate through DJI. Once you activate through DJI, and then you can use it. And also you have to make sure you set the magnometer. So I'm not sure if it's on here. I can't set it up here unless I'm not sure. I never tried through remote. I usually do it on my phone. You set up the magnometer or the IMU or to calibrate all that before you fly. Make sure there's no objects nearby as well when you do it. The remote control is there. The Optimo ready to go. You can actually fly this without using your phone. It tells you everything you need to know here already, so pretty much. I'm not going to turn on now. And also, the best thing is about this, before you fly, make sure you know your modes. I'm not sure how to set modes here, but on my phone, you choose mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, or mode 4. That's basically where the throttle and the aileron rudder. Sorry, I'm talking in terms of plane terminologies, but for quadcopters, left, right, strife, left, strife, right. Make sure you select the right mode according to your preference, because the last thing you want to do is you choose the wrong mode and you might crash the quadcopter or anything. So make sure you set the right mode before you fly. That's very important. There you go. And that's a fan that's turned on. I'm not sure you can hear it. Yeah, it's coming from here. With this heatsink, I assume it's coming down here and coming on the side here. So yeah, this beast is a beast. Not that it's... Yeah, so this is a beast. It's a compact version of all IC electronics and sensors and all those modules. Try to they're compact as small as I can into one unit, and that way they're able to make this as small as I can, but in the process there's not much airflow, so that's why they put a lot of heat sinks to vent out all of the unnecessary heat. Pretty clever of them. Ooh, it's really getting hot now. Jeez, I can almost fry an egg or something. Well, that's the basic review for this quadcopter. I don't know if I covered everything, and sorry if I started a bit here and there and missed anything that may be important, as this is a real-time review. Be sure to actually know how to fly your quadcopter before you fly the big boys here. This is not a toy, like I said. If you want a toy, you get something like this. These things. Pretty simple. Learn to fly with something this small first, and once you're used to it and you understand the nature, the mechanics of the quadcopter, then you get into setting with these big boys. And as much as I say that this is easy to fly, even my grandmother can fly it, it's best that you still know the basics of flying in the quadcopter in order to minimize danger to yourself and to people in public. If I'm missing anything on this review, let me know. Just drop a message, and hopefully the community and you on YouTube will help out. But other than that, there's nothing new to this review, as you noticed. It's probably about 2 months old, so you can find other reviews too, unboxing, and they'll probably do a better job than me. But for the sake of this review, I thought I'd do one myself on what you get in the box and how to set up the quadcopter and its basics. And make sure, again, like I said, register and then calibrate the IMU before you fly. And that's about it. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this review. I'll be back with another one, hopefully, if I have the money these days. It's just hard to really buy something this expensive. But this one's actually worth your money. So I'm impressed. I actually did a good investment in this, and I'm not regretting it. It's actually it's worth every bang for your buck. But like I said, but yeah, anyway, yeah, in the next review, I don't know what I'll be doing, but other than that, that's it. Okay guys, have a good day. I'll see you around.